All right, I'm back. Today we're going to be drinking some Marzen, which is a German-style beer. This one's from Aslan Beer Co. Let's go ahead and crack that. Marzen's kind of like an Oktoberfest-style beer, but can be had year-round. And I absolutely love a Marzen. All right. So this one's just kind of sweet, caramel, a little bit bready. Really easy drinking though. We're going to be using some Barbershop De Los Muertos. This one is actually from Murphy and McNeil. The original was from Oleo Soapworks. No bad blood there. I just think they wanted to re-release it. And Murphy and McNeil was willing to do that. Luckily, I was able to pick up the Kodiak base. You can kind of tell from the collapsed veins. That's the way I call out which one's Kodiak and which one's not. You can kind of see those little tracks on the soap. It is a fantastic soap base. Most people really enjoy the Kodiak soap base. We got it lathered up right there. I got my Turn and Shave Custom. This is with the gold flake and the emerald. Matches the label really nicely. Beautiful brush. It has the V4 tip knot, which is known to be quite jelly. And it has its quirks. Let me just put it like that. At first, I was struggling getting a decent lather out of this brush, and I had to kind of, try various things to get it to work for me. And I got some tips from others who owned it and went through the same trials as I did with it. So some people just kind of dunked it in the water, kind of like a synthetic. They didn't soak it for 5 minutes or anything like that, like you would with a normal natural hairbrush. Some people just dunked it like a synthetic and then wrung it out and started just like that. That was kind of advised against by others because they were thinking that the hairs would be still brittle, and maybe in the long term, it might actually do damage to the brush and its performance. And so, nobody's really had it long enough to know, but I just kind of said, well, if it's even a possibility, I don't really want to do that. So what I have learned and what has worked for me is basically I've decided to soak it like I would any other natural hairbrush. But what I did is when I get it out, I wring that sucker dry. Like, I get as much moisture content as I can out of it. And then I load heavy. And now that I'm lathering off camera, I'm really able to take my time with the lather and really work it. I've noticed that I'll make some lather, and then what I'll do is I'll kind of like push it in the bottom like this, because I noticed that the brush itself holds a lot of lather in the knot. So I'll just like push it up against the bottom like that, and it'll like squeeze some lather out of the base of the knot and back into the bowl. And I'll do that like multiple times. But I just take my time with it, load heavy, load heavier than I would with my other brushes, and then start off with a very dry, not dry, but just wring it out really nicely so that it doesn't have as much moisture in there, and just add water slow and steady. All right, here we go. We are using, well, I guess I should show you. We are using the Wacker, and that's the Chevalier, as you can see up on the spine. with the French point, whatever that is. If it will focus, there we go. There we go. My favorite straight razor in the den. The scent on this one is absolutely beautiful. I am a big fan of these homage dupes in the wet shaving world. I've never smelled homage in real life, but I'll tell you what, the dupes that have been made in the wet shaving world, I haven't tried one homage dupe that I haven't liked yet. They are fantastic fragrances. This one has a laundry list of scent notes. I wrote them down. Basically what this scent comes down to for me, it has a little citrus accord, but I don't feel like it's a bright, fresh scent. To me, it's more warm, woody, and musky. And it's really, I feel like it's about one of the classiest smelling barbershops that I've came across. I don't even know if Homage themselves classify this as a barbershop scent. But it definitely is a nice woody, musky cologne scent. I feel as though it's a little bit mature, but that's not a bad thing. That just, it is what it is. And my definition of mature might not align with your definition of mature, but it doesn't stop me at all from enjoying this. It is I think it's a pretty popular fragrance in the fragrance world. Homage is pretty highly regarded, and this right here, this release, or re-release I should say, from Murphy and McNeil and what was it, John Perry and Chicano Designs. This was a fucking good one. I'm kind of shocked I didn't use it earlier, considering this was the one I was most excited for out of the two. I slacked off on the original Murphy and McNeil release of Barbershop De Los Muertos, and I was like a couple hours late, and so I got the aftershave, but I wasn't able to pick up the soap. And so I had to wait until they restocked, which really didn't take that long for the restock to hit the shelves. But I picked it up on the restock, and then I think at that point Halloween had already passed, and I had already picked up more soaps, and so on and so forth. It just kind of got pushed back. But I do definitely enjoy this scent. I'm happy I finally got it. The label from Chicano Designs is fucking badass. There's just no downside, I feel like, to this soap. Let me read off some of these scent notes for you guys while I re-lather. Just try to get some of this lather off the walls. So, like I said, has a citrus accord, but more or less woody and musky. The top notes are Labdanum, which labdanum is another one I'm kind of keeping my eye on. Sort of like balsam. I'm finding I'm really liking scents with labdanum in the scent notes. It's kind of like a spicy green accord, and finding I really enjoy it. So labdanum, coriander orange, davana, don't know what that is, frankincense, and blackberry. And then the mid notes are honey, bay, cinnamon, orchid, rose, clove, celery seed, guaiac wood. I don't feel like the clove is perceivable really to me. Maybe, you know, it's somewhere in with some of that kind of mild spice that this fragrance has, but definitely nothing overpowering. And then the base notes, patchouli, opoponax, which I've never heard of either, myrrh, atlas, cedarwood, musk, moss, ambergris, oud wood, and immortelle. So you definitely got some warm woody notes there in the base. Alright, let's get going. So yeah, a whole laundry list of scent notes. Really good stuff though. To me, warm, woody, musky, mature, and I love it. So, I hope everybody's Christmas went well. This is the day after Christmas. I had a very nice recovery. Little hair of the dog the day of Christmas, if you saw my Christmas shave. Then had a little hangover Christmas Day. And then I kind of quickly recovered and had a wonderful Christmas dinner with the family. Of course, my little brother was, as soon as he heard I had a hangover, he was pushing these shots on me. And so, being the older brother, I had to show him how to drink. He thought I was a wounded animal, but little did he know I was rared and ready to go. So cheers to that. We had a great time. We had deep fried turkey, a nice holiday ham that was absolutely amazing. The turkey was moist and really flavorful. My dad nailed it. Like I said, we don't have a shit ton of experience with deep fried turkey, but we have a good record so far. We're doing pretty good. There's just nothing bad to be said about this motherfucking Kodiak base. Makes a slick as hell lather. It's dense, low structure, easy to whip up. Just seriously one of my favorite soap bases in the shaving den here. I think Murphy & McNeil is well respected. Maybe they're not quite as popular, but they definitely are well respected in the wet shaving world. And I think they do some killer special releases, and even their year-round offerings are crowd pleasers. And their Aeon base, which is their kind of more affordable offering, is really good stuff. I've said this many times, but I wouldn't hesitate to pick up their Aeon base if their Kodiak base was not available. It's more affordable. And it's really good shit. So that went excellent. Kinda as expected. Using my favorite straight razor, that Wacker Solingen. And one of my favorite soap bases, that Kodiak base. And even though we were using one of the more finicky badger knots that I have in my collection, we actually got a pretty good lather with it. Lathering off camera has really been beneficial to my results. I used to kind of watch the timer on my videos, and like as soon as I got over 20 minutes, I was like, okay, I gotta fucking wrap this up, you know? And they would usually be around 25 minutes, and I would always like dread it if I went over 25, but I did often. And so doing the lather off cam has really given me the opportunity to take my time with the lather. And it's not like I would create like shitty lathers back to back to back on camera, because I would still take my time. It would just make my videos longer. But I've noticed now the consistency of my really good lathers has increased. I'm getting really nice lathers on a more consistent basis, and that for me is a win. Alright, I'll get the rest of the lather out of my beard off cam. We're gonna hit up this matching splash, which is just beautiful. These fucking aftershave decanters with the kind of faux leather on top and the frosted glass bottles, just fucking fantabulous. It is literally the best looking aftershave bottle in the game, in my opinion, and it has a quality industry standard restrictor on top. No shit stricter here, as me and my boy Mac Shaves. If you haven't checked out Mac Shaves, check him out. But me and Mac throw a little bit of stricter shade from time to time when somebody has a less than industry standard restrictor on their aftershave. Let's get a little bit more of that. This stuff smells fucking awesome, guys. I don't know if it's available in the Kodiak base right now. Perhaps it's available in the Aeon base, but I don't think this is one that is gonna be limited. I think they're gonna bring it back. So if it's not there now, I think you can sign up for email notifications, and it will be available again in the future. So thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I was going to show you what I got for Christmas, but I see this video is already about 18 minutes. I don't want to make it too much longer. Maybe I'll do it in another video. But thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope you had a good year and a good Christmas. And I will catch you guys on the next one. So, cheers. See you next time.